The death of Muammar Gaddafi was both end and beginning. This footage, broadcast for the first time, shows more clearly than ever the colonel's final moments. You can see him pleading for his life. Blood-stained fighters became instant heroes, brandishing the dictator's golden pistol. I was there as they passed it among themselves.
There's absolutely wild celebration here.
A symbol not only of their victory, but of their dreams for a new Libya. The brutal nature of the colonel's killing perhaps foreshadowed what was to come. Rival governments, backed by their own militias, have left a vacuum in which Islamic State is flourishing. The Golden Gun was the ultimate war trophy, really. It was the symbol of a transfer of power in the new Libya. But today, we've got a whole bunch of different groups vying for control here. So I want to know where that pistol is now. Perhaps the fate of the Golden Gun can tell us something about what's happened to Libya. This is Misrata, home to the fighters who caught Gaddafi. Today, it's a semi-independent city-state. The main focus now is the battle against Islamic State. They've taken control of the neighbouring city of Sirte. Once again, Misrata is on the front line.
طبعا الغالبية يعني بنسبة 70% هم أجانب يعني من غير الليبيين. في الأجانب لما نتكلم عن الدول العربية تأخذ في المرتبة الأولى تونس. فعليهم طبعا العراقيين والسوريين وهذما أغلبهم يعني خاصة العراقيين كلهم يعني عسكريين وكانوا في الجيش العراقي السابق.
Are you seeing senior figures from Iraq and Syria now coming to Sirte?
طبعا هذا امر طبيعي بالنسبه لهذا التنظيم الارهابي بعد ما تم عليه الضغط في سوريا والعراق. بالتاكيد ان عناصر منا وخاصه العناصر اللي يرى التنظيم انها تقعد مستمره في التنظيم ما يتمش القضاء عليها انهم يلتجوا لمكان امن.
On his wall, the intelligence chief has pictures of Misrata's heroes with Gaddafi's golden gun. This pistol has attained almost mythical status, and no one seems to know where it is. But I've got 3 leads. These are the people I met in 2011. Nabil, in the middle, who showed me the gun right after Gaddafi's capture. Mohammed, on the right in the baseball cap, who was hailed as a hero on the day. And Anwar, a local power broker who stored the colonel's body in a refrigerated meat locker. Our first lead is Nabil, the one who showed me the gun. Our search takes us to the outskirts of Misrata. In his day job, he's a car mechanic, but now he's joined a militia that's fighting against Islamic State. So this is Nabil. This is Nabil. Okay. We learn that Nabil is in fact on his way back from the front line at this moment, so we head off to meet him. This is as far as we can safely go without an armed escort. Nabil. Assalamu alaikum. Gabriel Gatehouse. That's you? And that's me. For Nabil and his comrades, the fighting didn't end with the capture of Colonel Gaddafi. Islamic State is active in this area, carrying out attacks far beyond their base. The commander tells me, God willing, they will prevail.
لا من أي مكان يجي عليه معلومة الله يبدأ مكان مشتبه طبعا.
Where's the gun? Do you know? It's in Misrata, but who has it? The gun is here somewhere, but he doesn't know who has it. In Misrata, in a half-finished building, people have gathered for a wake. These men are from Sirte. They've managed to escape the harsh regime of Islamic State.
بنزين ياخذوا فيها من هنا مصراتها الخبز ولا ياخذوا فيها من هنا مرتبات ما فيش مصارف ما فيش سبل الحياة ما فيش.
This man's brother was arrested on suspicion of being a spy. He was executed in the most horrific manner.
لكن بعد شافوه قالوا جابوه ونزلوا لوطة ورمي بالرصاص بعدين صلبوه 3 أيام حتى الجثة ما أعطوناش إلا ب3 يوم.
They show me a picture on a mobile phone. It's all over Facebook, they say.
Oh God. Yeah.
The man's name was Milad. He was recently married.
Terrible picture.
He leaves behind an infant son.
He was left like that for 3 days.
His friends and relatives all have similar stories. They cut my nephew's head off with a sword, this man says. Then they displayed his corpse in public for 4 days. Over the past year, they say, foreign fighters have poured into Sirte.
تونسي هو والله يمني والله جزائري والله نيجيري والله مالي سوداني وضع سيء وضع أجانب حاكمين في سرت.
It's just so sad. These people had thrown off the shackles of 42 years of dictatorship, and what they found is actually something worse than that, something that's equally as brutal as Gaddafi's regime, but much more unpredictable. When Gaddafi was killed, he was brought to Misrata. His body was put on public display by my old contact, Anwar.
End of 2011, I think I last saw you, when you had Colonel Gaddafi's body in a big fridge.
I'm hoping Anwar and his friends can help us in our search for the men who captured Gaddafi. Some are dead. One has lost his mind, they tell me. But
This guy's here in Misrata.
He's in Misrata, is he? Right, okay. So that's Mohammed.
that's Mohammed. He was carried aloft by the crowd, hailed as a hero. They promised to find me his number.
Gaddafi. So this guy
The last time I saw Anwar, he and his men were high on hope. Today, Libya is falling apart, fracturing along deep fault lines, Islamist versus secularist, East versus West.
الكل يبي مطلب، الكل يبي الأحزاب تتصارع على السلطة، ولا هم لهم الآن إلا أنهم قضوا على الأفعى الكبيرة اللي هو القذافي، فأصبحت يعني مئات الأفاعي الآن.
Into this poisonous mix, Islamic State has injected itself. It's made its base in the neighbouring city of Sirte, but its reach is expanding, carrying out attacks and suicide bombings across Libya.
Because the international forces are fighting Daesh in Syria and Iraq, are you worried that they will come more strongly into Libya?
Yes, this is maybe yes, because if Daesh feel that that the war will be finished in Syria and Iraq, I think the best place now for them here.
In Libya?
Yes, maybe because there is no very strong government to fight them.
Close to Misrata is the ancient Roman city of Leptis Magna. It's one of the best preserved archaeological sites in North Africa. Should Islamic State reach this far, it would surely suffer the same fate as the Syrian city of Palmyra. The defence of Leptis Magna is left to volunteers. Its UNESCO World Heritage status will not protect it. So men like Ali Hribesh stand guard with nothing but a Kalashnikov.
إمكانيات مش من الدولة، إمكانياتنا نحن الخاصة. الحماية لهنا الإمكانيات الخاصة بنا إحنا بس، لكن الدولة مش عارف شو تدير الدولة، لكن إحنا في الأتار هنا حنموت قبل لا يصطف الواحد هذا.
Ali is begging for help, any kind of help. More men, money to pay his men, even some radios. As it is, he's on his own. We've left messages for Mohammed, our final lead. But meanwhile, the military has given us permission to visit their forward positions. We drive south into the desert towards Sirte. It's where Gaddafi was from. It's where he was killed. Now it's the headquarters of Islamic State in North Africa. 120 kilometres from Misrata is the last line of defence against IS.
So this is a crucial strategic point, this fork in the road. That way leads south, and so whoever controls this road controls a vast chunk of southern Libya. Then this road down here takes you to Sirte, and basically just beyond this point here is IS-controlled territory.
As in Iraq, Islamic State in Libya has recruited loyalists of the deposed regime. Along with the foreign fighters, they make for a formidable foe. The combined force up against Islamic State here numbers about 1,400 men. That's less than half the estimated number of IS fighters.
والله حاليا احنا اكثر حاجه نطلبها الدعم اللوجستي الاولا يعني اكيد حتى دعم القوات الحلف الاطلسي اكيد حتعاوننا بالتاكيد ولكن اهم شيء الدعم اللوجستي يعني مهما كان طائرات واحدها مش حتنتصر على داعش يعني.
Small numbers of NATO special forces have, quietly, been sent in to explore potential local allies. Britain, America and others are considering sending in a bigger force, perhaps as many as 6,000 troops, in a training capacity. But with no agreement between Libya's rival governments, their deployment has been held up. Sooner or later, this patch of desert will likely become the next IS battleground.
Hello, Mohammed.
And then some news.
Hello, Mohammed. It's Gabriel Gatehouse here from the BBC. How are you? Mohammed, I don't know if you remember, but we met in Sirte when you captured Colonel Gaddafi. You remember me? How are you? Are you free? So that, I think, is Mohammed El-Bibi, the guy with the blue top and the baseball cap. He's here, just spoken to him, he speaks a bit of English, and we're meeting him in an hour's time. Mohammed.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Gabriel, how are you?
By my side.
Can we take our shoes off? Is that your PlayStation? You remember this?
Yes, I remember, yes.
It was like you were the hero of the moment. Everyone was lifting you up. Why you?
Because when they saw the guns of Gaddafi, all the people think I am killing him and I am catch him.
The rebels saw the gun in Mohammed's hand, and so they thought he was the one who'd killed Gaddafi. But he wasn't. Amid the confusion, he'd simply found the pistol lying on the ground. Mohammed became the accidental hero of the revolution.
And do you know what's happened to the gun now? Where is this gun? Can you get it?
Yes, I will call my dad, my father, because he's with him.
It's with him?
Yes.
I think we may have found the gun.
The family are wary of their trophy. There are still Gaddafi loyalists out there. Mohammed asked us to tell the world it wasn't he who killed Gaddafi. His face will forever be associated with that golden gun, but his father wanted to remain off camera.
So you have the gun with you now?
Yes.
Okay. Can I see it? Wow. There it is. You take. Yes, it's empty. Okay. Wow. That's extraordinary. It's heavy.
It's
heavy.
I think it's a present from son of Gaddafi.
It's a present from his son.
I think.
So this is basically a celebration of Colonel Gaddafi's rule. Extraordinary to see this thing again after 4.5 years. I held this on the day that everyone thought the revolution was over and Libya was starting a bright new future. And here we are nearly 5 years down the line, and this country's still at war with itself. When you found this gun,
Yes.
did you expect things to turn out this way?
I am really sad about that because when I say the Libyan killing Libyan, it's really so bad.
The capture of the golden gun once symbolised the dawning of a new era. Gone is the wild optimism of those heady days. The gun today is a symbol of a revolution still unfinished, a revolution whose fate may yet prove decisive in the wider struggle against Islamic State.